Hello, how is everyone? How are you doing? Happy afternoon, this wonderful Friday. We are on the 4th of October of this year that has been, let's say, quite eventful with everything that has happened. Happy to be here again with all of you. We had taken a little break, but now we're back. We're making changes, we're making improvements, we're renewing absolutely everything to continue providing excellent service. As you can see, I don't have a headset anymore. Now we have a wireless microphone, so I can move around more freely. I'm more comfortable. Anyway, it's part of all the good changes coming to this show. So I apologize for our absence, but we hope to get back on track, return to doing shows at the time you're already used to. We'll be doing it from now on at 12:30 in the afternoon. So stay tuned. We'll also notify you on all social networks about what we're going to do. Like today, we're going to make a spectacular dress using stretch fabric, not completely rigid, but stretchy. To let you know that next year, the programs of the college, they will launch a new mode and become virtual in-person programs. This means we will have students in all the classrooms, with some attending in person and others online. We did a trial of this format last term, which just began. And let's say the acceptance has been very good because for virtual students, it's important to interact with the teacher. So through this mode, we've been able to get a little closer to you so we can interact more instead of having a distant relationship where we just deliver the lecture and that's it. Now we can interact. Sometimes you might see me walking around the classroom. So next year, the entire program will be virtual in person. Okay. Last week, we launched a program for industrial supplies. This program is also virtual in person. There are people who still want to enroll in this program because we just started and the sessions are recorded. You can join at any time. There are 30 spectacular designs. Only one class is edited, scheduled on Thursdays from 6 to 9 in the evening. It's planned for 10 or 12 classes. As always, if you still want or are interested in this program, you can write to +57 3106 608 057 +57 3106 608 057 to tell you that for November, we are going to do a super quick seminar on sportswear for those who like sportswear. We'll do it during November. It will be intensive. We'll be uploading catalogs soon to show you how it will be done. There will be 2 classes weekly. So we can also run this program this year, which I know you like, because we're always innovating, always. Sportswear is something that keeps updating. New things are coming out. It's become very commercial because it's trendy for people to exercise, to stay active, to care a bit more about their health. So it's a good market niche that they can tap into. And as you know, we're always thinking about this so that our students can collaborate with us and later, let's say, take advantage of the garments we teach them here to gain financial benefits. So we also, those registrations are already open. You can also contact the same number, plus 573166808057.
Goodbye.
And well, the design we have for today isn't easy, quite tricky, but as always, we'll manage it. It's designed to be made with stretch fabric, not lycra. Beware. Not lycra, but definitely stretch fabric, not rigid ones. So if you want to make it in rigid silk, it won't work with what I'll teach you today. It has to be stretch fabric, and there are many, right? There is stretch poplin, there are stretch linens, like Studio F linen. There are, for example, stretch crepe, right? So it's essential that it's stretch fabric. Well, then, if you were wondering, I'll explain. This absence is because we're making changes, we're improving. Oh, something very important almost slipped my mind. Remember that we, in our process of research and development, we've developed a pants pattern called 3D pants. It's also available at the same number you've heard so far, plus 573-106-608-057. It's a distinct new methodology. It's available for everyone at a really low cost. Just get in touch and they'll give you all the instructions. It's an update of the basic pants pattern we use. Something amazing, don't miss it. Just like what happened when we updated the basic pattern, the blouse magic pattern, which also got updated. All these updates are available. Anyone can call that number. That number is for Paula Colasos, our sales advisor. You can talk to her. She'll explain everything about it. When you check it out, magic pattern, isn't it? 3D pants pattern. Amazing, you'll love it. The industrial clothing program. Focused a lot on uniforms for nurses, female nurses, and doctors. That's the focus of that program. And soon registrations are open for the protection clothing segment in November. Updates will come because we're really energized from this moment on. So let's not say more. Let's switch to the other camera and do more work because it's not easy and we might take a little while. So let's continue in the other camera. All right, so to develop this study, we have to do the following. we have to create a drape. The design is this one. I'm not going to make it too long. I'll make it just below the knee a bit to save time. But it's this garment we're developing, it's draped, but at the same time, it's a one-shoulder dress. It's a spectacular garment, you already know it. You can work with flat patterns, but it necessarily has to be for
It necessarily has to be for a stretch fabric. Well, then we do the following. We trace the front piece.
dobe. We place this mold right away in this position. We close the clips of the straps. And we trace it just up to the waist. Because the rest of the molds we'll place it here. So we see this is the waist, but the rest of the mold we place here. I'll take off my hat. All right, we'll place the other side of the mold here. Okay, so the knot will form in this corner. We'll make the dress length right now. So let's add a little more. Yes, let's see. Here I have a question. Tell me. Okay, let's adjust it to hit below the knee. Let's add about 40 centimeters. Then let's go ahead and fit the skirt. So let's lower it by 10 right away. Take it in by 1 and take it in by 2. The same here, let's lower it by 10. Take it in by 1 and take it in by 2. Very well. Let's tackle step 1 and step 2. Very well. In the dresses, On the front, we need to remove a centimeter from the side. We will add that centimeter back to the back. And the dress will have a cut here, where the dart is. And it's a cut and an opening. So I think on this side we can remove 5 centimeters, and on this side maybe 10. To avoid the dress looking too revealing, we'll lower it by about 10 centimeters here. It's going to look like this. And it's going to look like this. So this is so you can see the leg, and also so the person can walk. So it serves a double purpose. Well, we are doing well there. To create the draping on this side, we are going to make some cuts like this. And about 15 centimeters further down.
Professor, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. How are you?
Good. Well, what a privilege to be in class with you again.
Very well, thanks.
Professor, just a quick question. If I make this dress in Vienna Night, should I also remove that centimeter at the front on the sides? This one? Yes. No. The one you're reducing will be put on the back in Vienna Night? Yes, ma'am.
Of everything you do, the thing is, that centimeter won't be lost in the end because it has been lost. But now, when I do the back, I'll give it back.
Yes, that's perfect, Professor. Oh, well, thanks. No, thank you. Okay.
Well, this is very cool. I like it because now we can chat and interact. We couldn't before. Well, so that's the idea. If you have questions, ask them. We're going to make a move here on this side. We are going to remove a centimeter here. Sorry, not remove, add, +1. +1. On this side, we'll increase by 8. And we'll eliminate darts by 2. We'll move 2 centimeters here and make this tight. And here we'll go down 1. And we'll make this tight. On this side, we'll take in 2. We'll also go down 1 and make this new support. We'll extend the line of the bust. We don't want it to be overly low cut. So, from the bust line through the middle, I'm going to lower it by 3 centimeters. So this is going to go like this, with a slight curve to this point, and then a straight edge stitched line. In the middle of that line, I'm going to open a dart, 1 centimeter on each side, 1 and 1, and we do this. That's the space you see there in the mock-up. Obviously, a garment like this, I've had to practice it beforehand to be able to explain it here. So when making it, I found that we need to ease in this side of the pattern by 4 centimeters and this side by 6 centimeters. So they fit together. Okay. It's time to do the rest of the matches here. There will be one here. Here too. And that's it. Look, this is the outline. Let's start tracing pieces and making connections. So the first piece I'm going to trace, and I'm going to do that in another color. Let's call them pieces A, which would be these two, and we'll call these pieces B, which would be these two. So I'm going to trace it separately. This is the one. It comes with this clamp. That's the piece. That's one of the pieces A. Let's do what we said in B before and move this clamp here to the corner because this is where the knot will be formed. And we need to match that piece A with this other one later. All right. Faltando este pedacito. This is the other piece A. Since these fabrics are stretchy, each one of these pieces needs to be lined, meaning you have to cut them twice. All right, this is the piece.
Huh? Okay, thank you.
So let's cut. I'll do this first, then I'll make the other one. Yes, this class is recorded on YouTube classes, of course. Dame por favor los dos números que están allá. Sí, por favor. This is one pattern, and this is the other video. The first thing I'm going to do is cut that cut here. and remove this dot. And with what I finish it up, then we place this. And we're going to cut it like this, in this direction.
A kiss.
I'm not gluing it yet because I'm not sure exactly. Mira. Esto stays like that. So I stay down here to see. We're going to stick a piece here.
Okay.
Then we start placing. Let's use pins so we don't have to remove those tapes. So, since this is woven fabric, you should leave these gaps between the patterns. In this part, a gap of 3 and here a gap of 2. If it were lycra, it would be 2 and 1. We put it like this. I try to go as fast as I can, but it's not easy to resist anymore. This is already the mold. I leave it in the chamber, that's one. We would have to cut it twice because it needs to self-bond. And let's cut it here. Tuck it away, this is still missing. Just
Simplemente
in baby
embeber.
size.
Vamos. Hicimos eso para
Goodbye,
montarlo en el
YouTube.
Vanity.
Boy. So let's remove all these pins at once. Right away.
De una vez.
So let's mark this point.
Entonces, este punto.
Cut there so you can see that we're going to make it worse.
Then
We already know that we have to gather that section by 4 centimeters. Let's look with a tape measure how long it is so we can gather it. See you next time. They're practically living.
let's do it here.
47.5, and we need to gather 4, so it should be 43.5. Now it's gathered before going, cut it on the fabric. Remember, if you're going to gather it after, you lost, but you have to do it before, not after.
Stay tuned, guys.
Remember, it needs to be 43.5 for me.
Me pasé.
All set.
After they're there. Then pass the ruler to flatten the pattern. All right. If you want to see how this piece works, we're going to assemble it now. She'll do this. That's it.
That's all, folks. See you in the next video. Take care.
The challenge is grabbing the paper, but there's no other way, right?
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks to you all. Thank you.
And this stitches or sews.
Confecciona o coser.
Okay. And here we leave the space where we later pass the other piece. But we can start assembling this one now. If this is in fabric, just imagine it. But if this is on paper, imagine it in fabric. But I'm struggling a bit, honestly, but
La verdad. Pero
you know that the only slightly crazy teacher you have who's willing to do this is it's the one and only Christambian. Let's do this little section here. Let's do it in this same tone.
Vero,
I'm going to do the rest in another color so you can see the contrasts. Let's trace this first piece. Then he brings these two clamps. This side needs to be eased in a lot more. It has to be eased in by 6 centimeters. And the other pattern is this one.
shall we cut it? So it's this piece.
And this piece. Come on. Then I'm going to grab the glass. We can take this away now. and we'll work on it in
Trabajarlo en
another
otro
color.
color.
Sis.
Let's cut
Cortamos
here,
aquí.
and we remove this button. So we will
Cortamos
be
esto
here.
aquí.
But we extend this line up to here. And we do the same as on the other one. We leave a space of 3 and 2.
Thank you very
Pegamos
much.
esto ahí.
Well, I've got more news for you. We're going to try to translate these programs into 3 languages,
That's all for today. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.
Portuguese and English. So, if we succeed, there will be some pages also called Prêt-à-porter, but they will be called Prêt-à-porter in English, Prêt-à-porter in French, and Prêt-à-porter in Portuguese.
In Portuguese.
Portugués.
That
De
way,
esa manera
we expand.
ampliamos nuestra cobertura.
Ready? We need to remember to gather 6 centimeters there. I'm going to owe you the edges of the isas. You know they are round edges. We've done them several times. So we can leave the back pattern complete. This also measures 47.5 millimeters. And remember, this one needs to gather more. It has to end up being 41 and a half. A bit more, that's it. Yes, anyone? Remember that in dig it's flat. I want to put more tape. Okay. Goodbye and see you next time. Me pasé. All right, come with me. And this part has to fit together. Go over it. Go over it. Relax. This part goes underneath here. This is going to be the tricky part, but I'll try. Sometimes in my thoughts, I say, why do I get myself into this, into this? But it's also in my conscience, and the teacher has to give their best. That's good there. I once said, knowledge not shared is knowledge wasted. See you next time, my little friends. He gave me this, how should we say it, this gift. And or you share. Oh, well, here we need to close these two. Nothing more than that, right? And I'm struggling a bit, I admit, but let's aim big. A question says, yes, they're aligned, and of course, it's a bit thick, but that's part of the design's charm. That's why you have to choose the right fabric for this. Choose the right fabric. Look, 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 look. Well, it's a French term, prêt à porter. It's a French term. Yeah, so, and it has a lot of meaning, but basically, or it has many interpretations, rather many interpretations, but basically, it's like something like it means to wear the clothes you have. That's why we named the program that, because that term, because we hear, we explain it in such a way that you can replicate all this at home. That you can develop the garment look. No, I already told you that any stretch fabric can work for you. Let it be stressed necessarily, not rigid. So here it is. I repeat, if I was able to do this on paper, how are you not going to be able to do it on flat fabric? Well, here, I had calculated that it was 6 here and 4 here. In the end, I had to distribute evenly 6 and 6. So there you have it. We're going to do the back as I was saying. I'll owe you the ruffles, but the ruffles are circular and you know how to work with them. So let's quickly do the back. Well, after that struggle, let's give the back. I am going to add 2 backs. The backs are simple, 2 backs. One in front of the other. We mark the dot. We lower by 2. We add 40 centimeters. No, the measurements I gave you are standard for gathering. And I already told you, gather on both sides. At the beginning of the recording, I told you, on one side gather 4, on the other 6. Now that I've finished, I realized it was necessary to gather 6 on both sides. 6 here and 6 here. All right. Thank you. will add 40. The words are already evened out. Did you call me? And remember that I took off a centimeter from the front. So here we add it back. And here I'm adding back the centimeter I took off. Plus 1. Finally, just to wrap this up. On this side, we go up 2. We move 2. We go down 1. Let's move 3. Let's go 3. 3 here as well. And on this side, 1. These doors are made and this is widened. Well then, if you want information, everything is ready, fastened here in the center of the back. If you want information about the programs we just mentioned, here it is. The programs we just mentioned, the 4 modes, the new magic pattern, the new 3D pants pattern, the supplies program and the new sportswear program, then you can call at +57 310 660. 8057. If you're interested in the virtual or in-person program, virtual in-person for next year, for next year's enrollment, you can call this same number or also contact +57 350 754. 3977. Those are the 2 contact numbers. If you want the programs we're promoting right now, it's this one. And if you want to reserve your spot or for next year's registrations, you can get in touch here. So now I am going to the other camera to say goodbye to you all. I'm going to leave you with this image. The programs will now be edited before uploading to YouTube. So it's possible that they're not on the YouTube page yet. We're going to edit it, add an intro. Like we did when we had the troll channel. Remember there was an intro? Well, everything is, the program will gradually improve. So that's why you won't find it on YouTube just yet. All right, then camera switch. And well, I hope you like this new format. We're happy getting a little better every day. As you see, we're here in the fight. Sanos, in good health, despite all the effort it takes. Happy to be here with you. I am Diego Bojes, a master pattern maker, and we will see each other here again, God willing, next Friday. Have a great day, everyone.